Welcome back to Broken Bobby's Transformation Page. If you are new to the page, in 1990 I became involved in the drug gang world. From 92 to '06, I spent a lot of time incarcerated. I tell these stories to let you know it don't have to be you. If you're young and thinking about trying something or you're figuring out how to get out, these are my stories of this lifestyle and how it affected me, and eventually I got out and transformed my life. So let's get into today's story. So let's get into this one. As you can see by the thumbnail, this is going to be a banger. Woods getting taxed in LA County and the consequences. So I was in LA County. It was somewhere in the early 2000s, 2000, 2001, somewhere around there. And the thing about LA County is they like to shuffle you around a lot. If you don't have right away when you come into LA County, you're going to go to Central Jail. And that's for the most part cell living, and you're going to be up there for a day or two, and then they're either going to send you out to Medium North or Supermax Wayside. That's the Pitches Detention Center. And then you're going to stay there until your court date comes, and then they'll bring you back. You're in Central Jail again, and rinse and repeat basically. So I had been in the Central Jail. They rolled me up for transport, sent me out to Medium North. And I couldn't even tell you where I was at Medium North. Medium North is dorm living, probably, I don't know, 60 to 80 man dorm, something like that. And, everybody's up in everybody's business. Well, there was a Southsider that approached me. I was the only Wood in this whole dorm, and the Southsider rep said, you can ride with us. Just, if you get canteen, if you spend $20, put a $2 item in the kitty for the homies, And what the kitty is it's basically it's hygiene products for people that don't have anything. And that was fair enough. Then another Southsider approached me. We were bullshitting, and he said, "Yeah, you owe me $20 from the street." And I kind of chuckled at that, and I said, the thing is, I don't nickel and dime out there. To be honest with you, I was kind of a cocky bastard at that time. I thought I was the man. And, luckily for me, that didn't turn into anything, because that could have ended bad. But I guess since I was sort of riding with them since we didn't have a car, that's probably why it didn't. But, I told him, I'm doing big things out there. I'm not buying 20 sacks from people. And, the thing is, as a Wood in LA County, you have to, it's a fine line. You have to project strength without, trying to be Superman, because, your covers will get pulled. But at the same time, you have to stand up for your stuff, So, yeah, that happened. And, the thing about LA County in particular, especially for the Woods, is, you don't want to be a soft target. It's real easy to get over on somebody that's not going to put up a fight. And, it's not to say that, that I'm going to hold my own against 30, but, the one that's instigating, a lot of times you can, before it becomes a bigger thing, like, you can stand your ground and maybe it won't be an issue. So, I mean, it's a rough place if you're white, to be honest with you. But, that's how it is. So I got a banger of a story of somebody that did get taxed. But before I get to that, if you are new to the channel, subscribe smash that like button, drop a comment, and be sure to share this video to somebody you think may like it. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell, and you can follow me on IG and TikTok at BrokenBobby72, and I'm on X now at BrokenBobby1972. So if you're on those platforms, check me out. So I'm in 2900 Men's Central Jail, and I somehow got stuck there, and I was there for a while. And 2900 is about as close to ADSEG in prison as you'll get in the county jail, aside from being in ADSEG in the county jail, I guess, or the whole, But it's cell living. They're 4-man cells. You have, I believe it's Alpha downstairs, Charlie upstairs, and then you have Baker and Denver across the way. And so I'm upstairs in Charlie 2900. And, there's no TVs in there. There's you're lucky if you can get a newspaper to see what's going on with the outside world, but you're pretty cut off. You get showers. Maybe they might run showers 2 or 3 times a week. And that water's either going to be 30 degrees or 130 degrees. There ain't no telling. So you shower at your own risk, basically. But, you end up doing a lot of bird baths and stuff like that because, you're still working out and stuff. But this wood rolled up, and I can't remember his name or where he was from for the life of me. But he said he had cigarettes for sale on the tier. And, if you've ever been locked up, you know what a cigarette looks like in there. It's a pinner. It's usually more paper than actual tobacco. And at that time, they were $2, 2 items. So at that time, a soup was $1. So you could give 2 soups or, whatever off of the commissary list, it equaled $2. And you'd get a cigarette. Well, this guy had a pack of Camels, non-filters from the streets. How he got them there, I have no clue. But, he put the word out on the tier that he had them, and I said, shoot one. And to my surprise, when it got to me, it was like a regular street cigarette at TaylorMade. And I was like, holy shit, so I sent word down, shoot another one. But obviously that pack went really quick because, at that time, like a TaylorMade cigarette. And what I mean by that, here, I'll show you guys, is an actual cigarette. To get one of those would have been at least $10, if not more. Like you could have made probably 3 or 4, 5 cigarettes out of one of those, what was going around at that time. So, yeah, he's got these cigarettes, and I want to say the following day, he had like a bag of commissary that he had come up on basically on selling them. And now in 2900 at that time, this was a PDL row, basically. PDL's Pasadena Denver Lanes. Shout out to PDL. And so basically most of these guys were Bloods, and they were all from PDL pretty much for the most part. There's a few people mixed in there that were allied, I guess you would say, with them, or people like me that just landed there. It was me. There was a guy, Blue, from San Fernando next door. And then there was this guy 3 or 4 cells down. And, there weren't many Southsiders in there, or Paisas. So all of a sudden I see these 2 Southsiders mobbing down the tier, and they go up to his cell and they tax him, basically. Like they straight punked him. And he gave up his shit, and they went walking away with it. And I was like, wow, The thing about that is basically that's an act of cowardice on his part. He didn't even fight for it. I mean, if he would have got jumped and they would have took his stuff, that's one thing. But he's behind the bars. They're on the other side of the bars, and he got punked behind bars. So the the thing is, you know, in jail, especially in situations like this, everybody's quick to want to tell and see the drama that may arise from it. So, I heard it all crystal clear. So did Blue, who was next door, and basically we put a plan into action. Next time they run showers, because there's not a lot of movement in this area, so the best chance to get at this guy would be when they run showers. So, we were discussing through the wall basically that next time they ran showers, we were going to have our shoes on and we were going to get on this guy. And the reason for that is there's hardly any of us, anyways. And now one of them just looked like a coward. Well, he was a coward, basically. And so now, we're going to get rid of this guy first chance we get. And I guess somebody must have got in his ear, because within about an hour or so, he was yelling for a deputy and he rolled it up, which is unfortunate because we really wanted to give him some parting gifts before he left, just for making us look bad. Because the thing in there is, the way the politics work is, if, we were all out on the tier or whatever and those guys got at him, we're going to back you up. And if you're not willing to back yourself up, then how can I back you up? And how can I rely on you to back me up if some people are getting on me? So, we're not going to live around that. Really, for him, I guess, he was able to dodge the bullet on that one. But, he should have, I don't know why he would pass his stuff through the bars when they can't touch you. And as far as I know, they weren't even on our tier. But, it is what it is, I guess. He was in there and obviously scared. So, he gave his shit up and he ended up rolling it up, and I never ran across that guy again. I would run across Blue again when I got to prison, and I would end up being his right-hand man in McFarland. But that's another story for another time. So, family, fitness, and freedom are what helped me to break the cycle of being in and out of jail and addicted to drugs. And I feel it could help you too. Remember, it's just a matter of making good decisions and compounding those, and not letting the bad decisions ruin everything else. So don't look at the mountain, just start climbing.